everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to my channel. We're going to do an unboxing, as promised on my Instagram profile, superdacob all spelled together, of this new Chanel delivery. Well, delivery. I actually went to the Chanel boutique to purchase this. Don't get fooled by the little ribbon here. They ran out of other ribbons, so I got the Paris Deauville wrapping ribbons. But this will not be Paris Deauville because we already did an unboxing of Paris Deauville and I haven't finished the bottle yet, actually. So this is going to be interesting as an explanation to the reasons why I got this piece. It's not a piece, it's a perfume. Branded tissue paper. I love the Chanel tissue paper. And I love the ASMR that goes with it. This is super great also for like, I use a lot the Chanel tissue paper as backdrop for photos of Chanel products and perfumes. It creates a nice wavy tone and you get kind of, just the logos just shimmer through from time to time. Really cool. Ooh, looky. I didn't know that it had this beautiful silver logo on the side. Wow, nice. We are loving it. What's inside there? Nothing. It's a dark, dark, dark world without Chanel. Okay, so I got a little present box with silver little kind of like present wrapped, like a depiction of present wrappings all over the place, plus Chanel bottles. There you have a little Chanel bottle, looks like a Chanel No. 5 bottle. And these are all like gift wrappings, so that all together forms this universe, which is Chanel. So let's pull out, so what do we got here? Logos. Oh, logo only on one side, okay. Let's open up the box, oh wait, before we actually open up, let's just see how gorgeous this is. The contrast between the black and the white. I'm such a sucker for this classic Chanel elegance. It's insane. Just the black line, you know, they do the gold as well, but the pure perfume of Chanel No. 5 does not have gold on the packaging. It's even more pure than that. It's just black and white, just like you see it here. Black kind of line on white, on a white background. That is Chanel No. 5 pure perfume. So let's open this up. Sticker. Oh, that was easy. I got a lot of stuff. I think my wonderful sales associate just like, wow, yeah. Look at that. Look how much stuff I have been gifted. Jeez Louise, thank you Chanel. This was amazing. This is the product I purchased and these are the freebies. So let's get to the product. Now, actually let's get to the freebies first because there you see what they are. Here it's still a secret. Oh wow, Chanel, okay. I thought they were gonna give me low, but it is the Chanel No. 5 Eau de Parfum, 1.5 milliliter sample. I don't have this one, I only have low. Let's see how this miniature looks like. Super cute. 1.5 milliliter. This is how they used to give you the pure perfume. Now they're doing the Eau de Parfum also as a 1.5 ml miniature bottle. This is great. I didn't have this one in my collection, so I'm very happy about that. Thank you, Chanel, for this little freebie. What else do we got there? Let's move this here. Number 22, you know, I love my Chanel number 22, the Eau de Toilette and the pure perfume. From time to time, they do get these luxury 4 milliliter samples of the Eau de Parfum, of course. So I ask for it anyway, even though the Eau de Parfum is really not my cup of tea. The dry down on this one is not good on my skin, and I love Chanel number 22. I mean, it is, you know, I have to say, I mean, together with Sycamore Eau de Toilette, it's my favorite, I guess. I mean, it's really hard to pick a favorite from the Les Exclusives range, but this one is more than just Les Exclusives. You know, it wasn't always a Les Exclusives fragrance. It used to be a regular Chanel release worldwide, and especially in the States, all the way up until, you know, the 90s, when it was discontinued from other stores and just entered as part of the boutique exclusive range or the Les Exclusives range later on. But so I kind of see this one almost as the unfortunate sister of the Chanel No. 5, because Chanel No. 5 came out in 1921, this one came out in 1922, as number 22 states. Or, well, that now you know why 22 is called number 22. So just a year later, and just like with the kings and queens, you know, the firstborn is always the king or queen, and the second one is just the unfortunate sister or brother that will never be the king or queen. But to me, number 22 is the... If Chanel No. 5 is the queen, then this one is the king, for sure. It's not a prince and not a princess. It is incredible. The Eau de Parfum, not to my liking as much as the Eau de Toilette and the Pure Perfume. But nevertheless, if I do get a chance, you know, to grab these wonderful 4 milliliter bottles, I always ask my sales associate to give me one. I'm a sucker for number 22, either way. Then, so I will be on the road quite a bit in the following... Well, I am always on the road, but because my sales associate knows that I'm on the road, I've been given a lot of these little travel things. This is the Essential Comfort Cleanser from Sublimage. I got 2 of these. That's 10 milliliter altogether. So I will be cleansing. Thank you, Chanel. Do I look that dirty? A little, maybe just a little. Then these 3 Le Lift are... Oh, okay. I got a Skin Recovery Sleep Mask. 5 milliliter Skin Recovery Sleep Mask. I can't wait to use this one. Maybe on some long distance flight. Oh, this would be amazing. Is it even going to focus on the text? We don't know. Then I got 2 times eye cream. So that's 3 and 3. 3 milliliter and 3 milliliter. That's 6 milliliter total. This is also fabulous. I love Chanel eye creams usually. Really, really like them. It's great to have 2 samples. And this is a little magic, baby. I've been waiting for this sample forever. And I always forget to ask for it. And they know that I actually have this product. So, you know, they often don't even get the idea to kind of give it to me. But I finally got my hands. I do have the regular bottle. But I think I'm on my 3rd by now. But this is the Jasmine Oil. Revitalizing facial oil with jasmine extract. By the way, here's a scoop for those of you who don't know yet. Approximately mid-November, Chanel will be releasing, allegedly, 3 new oils to go along this one. Not just for the face, but for the entire body. Also very simple oils connected to just simple ingredients or just 1 flower. I'm really looking forward to that. The release should be somewhere in mid-November. So let's see how the miniature bottle looks like. I can't open it really. Come on, little jasmine oil. So cute. What is it, 4 milliliter? So it's going to be like the Les Exclusives bottles probably. Oh, it's not focusing. It will focus. Don't you fret none. I mean, hello, it's adorable. So the actual bottle that you purchase is 50 ml. The free sample is a 4 ml bottle. And the difference to the 4 milliliter Les Exclusives bottles, this one has a lot of information etched or kind of laser cut or printed on the back, including the... Oh, that's interesting. This one has an expiry date from the moment you open it. This is so awkward. You can see that it makes no sense whatsoever. It says that after you've opened it, the expiry date is 1 month. You only get 1 month to use it. That's really not, that's bow. This is not supposed to last that short. The regular product that you purchase in 50 ml also is in glass, and I think it says that it lasts like 24 months after opening it, 12 months or 24 months. So whatever. They just want you to use it up as quickly as possible and then purchase a full bottle, I guess. Okay. Now we're getting to the main reason and the main attraction of today's burlesque Chanel offering. And this is what it is, guys. It is the eau de parfum of La PAUSA, 75 milliliter. I prepared the eau de toilette, 20 milliliter, 200 ml, 28 La PAUSA, 200 ml bottle. Let me smell it. Okay, I'm going to spray it here because we're going to have a comparison going on. Okay, delicious. So let's put that one here. Since, you know, I have planned, let's open it, to travel quite a bit, I need a 75 ml bottle. I don't have La PAUSA, I don't have 28 La PAUSA in eau de toilette 75 ml, and I can't take the 200 ml with me on board, you know, flights and planes. Gorgeous. So the idea is to have one for travel purposes. Now, but since I don't have a 75 ml eau de toilette, I had to get the eau de parfum. I got the eau de parfum of this one rather than a travel size gardenia because La PAUSA, to me, of all of the eau de parfum released Les Exclusives, this is the one that to me is a new perfume, really. In fact, they even changed the name. You know, they took away the 28 and now it's just called La PAUSA, and there's a reason to that. It's not just to make it more simple or marketing wise, they think it's more recognizable. Taking away a number is like taking away, I don't know, it's like calling 31 Rue Cambon just Rue Cambon, you know, the fragrance. There's a reason why this is the only Les Exclusives perfume whose name has been kind of butchered in a way. The number has gone. To me, it smells very different. In fact, let's spray this one on the other hand. So these magnet stoppers, right? You twist and you lift. A lot of people kind of want to pull them off. Doesn't work that way. It works, but it's brutal. You could actually even lift the magnets off. You know, it's not the best thing to do. Anyway. Okay, totally different perfume. Batch code 1801. It's not a newest batch code because now Chanel is almost up to three something like 3,000. So this shows you that La PAUSA is not a bestseller. Never really was. Even in the time of the 28 La PAUSA, it was not a bestseller. So you can imagine what this actually means. This means that one of the reasons why they wanted to change the formulation in this case and also the name was because this one didn't really sell that much. It didn't sell that much because this one takes a long time to understand. It's very subtle and delicate. And the people that have the attention span of a fruit fly, they don't give the time to for these products, for this particular perfume to develop on the skin. They just judge a perfume by the opening notes. They're not going to like it because it doesn't say much in the beginning. This one says a lot after 40 minutes. Even though it's very delicate, it doesn't have this huge projection or sillage or longevity. It's still, for what longevity it has, it's majestic, even though it's not a beast. But as you can see, let's put them next side by side. See how much darker this liquid is from this one? A lot of things have changed inside this perfume. And when I smell them side by side, this one is soft, it's round, it's almost watery. It's, I don't know how to say. I mean, you could check out the review of 28 La PAUSA on my YouTube channel. I can add the link in the description box down below. But this one is like, it moves like waves like that, you know? It's just a wonderful frequency. The frequency is very organic. This one, the waves are not moving like that anymore, but they're going like this. You know? So if I'm going towards the camera, it's like, they like cut, 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 cut upwards. And 28 La Pausa is literally like that. That's the big difference between the two. This one has a higher concentration of whatever type of oil they can manage to extract from the orris root, and iris, and a lot of kind of leathery tones and notes, and it's very, very opulent from the beginning on. It's just it suffocates you a little bit. This one does not leave any room for interpretation in terms of, oh, there's a softness to it, it's like a fairy tale, it's let's take a swim in the water and let's enjoy the day and everything is soft. This one kind of gives the impression the sun, if you're taking a swim in the water, the second you put your head out of the water, the sun burns your skin or your face. Here, the sun does not burn your face. You're in that water, and even if you step out of the water, there's a cool breeze. The temperature is just perfect. Everything is just right. This one is just dosed perfectly. Now, which brings me to my personal theory, conspiracy theory, on the name change. 28 La Pausa was Chanel's. It was one of her houses or villas on the French Riviera that she intended to, to rest, to take her best friends with her, spend a weekend or spend holidays together. It was meant, La Pausa in Italian literally means, in Italian, not in French, it means to take a break, a moment of relaxation. So La Pausa, literal translation is the break. You take a break from your stressful life in that villa, which you could check out images on Google, she created it to be an Art Deco, Art Nouveau, but almost Bauhaus style, very aseptic, clean, and austere environment. Gorgeous. So we have the address. It's 28 La Pausa. And this one smells that relaxed. It smells like you are on these soft waves. Everything is delicate. There's no rushing. There's no roughness. La Pausa, however, which doesn't have a number anymore, so we don't have the address of this majestic place where to relax and enjoy life and just take a break from our from our stressful job routines. This one has lost its address. We don't have the address anymore. There is no number there. We are not in Chanel's 28 La Pausa anymore. We are just taking some sort of break. But since the place is not specific anymore, this break doesn't necessarily have to be so idyllic and so dreamy and soft. No, the break can also be abrupt. It can also be rough. And this one does have a bit of that roughness in it, I have to say. It's great, but it's so determined. It's so determined and it's pointy. It pokes at you. It pokes at you in a very dry and slightly malicious way. And that dryness never really goes away all the way through the dry down. It stays malicious but also vicious in a way because you keep smelling it. It's intense. It's way stronger than this one. Jacques Paul said this was one of his favorites from the Les Explosives range because the orris root to him is so magical, because he said it has the property of when you spray it on, it doesn't smell like much, but the longer it stays on the skin, it blossoms like a flower, it blooms. I mean, it's a root of the iris flower. But the orris root literally blooms and blossoms into a plant and into the flower on your skin. So as time goes by, other perfumes, so he said, other perfumes tone down in intensity, but 28 La Pausa is supposed to blossom and become more, it's the paradox of 28 La Pausa, it becomes more intense the more time goes by, to reflect the fact the more time you spend, or the more time Chanel spent in 28 La Pausa in her villa, the more relaxed she got and the more she recuperated energy, so that once she would interrupt and be finished and be done with her break in La Pausa, when she would go back to her busy life in Paris, she would have been recharged and more, in blossom than she was when she arrived kind of tired the first day to 28 La Pausa. So his vision, his poetic vision of 28 La Pausa is of regeneration, regenerating, reblossoming, rebirth. That's why he said that the property of the orris root means that, let's say its property on your skin is it smells more and more intense as time passes, in juxtaposition to all other ingredients that smell less and less as we hit the dry down of the fragrance. Now, on my skin, 28 La Pausa doesn't last that much. I do get that blossoming and blooming as time goes by, but the longevity it still is not so huge. It never really was. It doesn't really matter though. For that short time that it does live on my skin, 28 La Pausa really does blossom and does become better with time. I gotta give it to Jacques Polge for that. Olivier's interpretation is a different story. Olivier gives us La Pausa as a sort of non-changing, let me smell it, non-changing, powdery, slightly obnoxious, in-your-face type of forced routine. Like if you have a regular job, you work 5 days a week or 6 days a week, even in some cases, and then during the holiday seasons, for example, your company forces you to take holiday. You know, you get your 4, 3, 2, depends how many weeks of holiday you get a year, and then like they force you to go on holiday in the time when the company shuts down. That's what this one is. It's abrupt. It's an abrupt break. It kind of forces you to go into some mode, but it has longevity. It lasts a very, very long time on my skin, much longer than 28 La Pausa, even though it's an aggressive type of break. Now, comparing the two is really difficult. I wouldn't really compare the two. To me, they're very, very different fragrances. In fact, the name says it all. It's a different name. It's a different perfume. And that's why I would say get both if you can. If you kind of like the game, the twists and turns that both of these perfume creators do or did. Jacques created something more poetic than his son Olivier did, but nevertheless, what Olivier created, to me, personally, is a brand new Les Exclusives fragrance. So it's as if Olivier deleted 28 La Pausa. It's no longer available. Just like Demachy eliminated and discontinued Cologne Blanche when he became the head perfumer of Dior. And within the Privé line that is now called the Maison Dior, you could I think still purchase Cologne Royale, but you cannot purchase anymore Cologne Blanche. Cologne Blanche is light years better than Cologne Royale, but oh well, that's life. Similar, we have the case of the difference between 28 La Pausa being discontinued by Olivier literally and La Pausa being created instead. You know, I have these little creams, totally forgot them on the side. This is the thing. In the case of number 22, Gardenia, Cuir de Russie, and Bois des Îles, the original kind of 4 Les Exclusives, I would say, I'm sure, in some way, shape, or form, the Chanel perfumes brand or whatever their department had, somewhere in some drawer, a concentration formulation for the eau de parfums as well, because these fragrances have been around since the 20s. I'm sure that somewhere down the line, all 4 of them have received, ideally, kind of, a concept of how an eau de parfum would smell. So I'm not so sure that Olivier Polge was given total free, range at creating the eau de parfum concentrations of 22 Gardenia, Bois des Îles, and Cuir de Russie. That's why maybe Gardenia smells so amazing as an eau de parfum, because it feels like something that's been really studied. I do feel that in the case of La Pausa and 28 La Pausa, it feels like a different fragrance. It doesn't feel like something Jacques Polge would have done. It's too aggressive for that. But it's also difficult. To me, it's a complicated one. And it is also one of the worst selling of the Les Exclusives range, together with Bel Respiro, I do believe. But somebody from Chanel, correct me if I'm wrong, if you dare, because I know a lot of you are not allowed to even give information out. So heaven forbid one of the workers would give out information on what is selling and what isn't. They don't like that. But whatever, we're just lovers of perfume and lovers of Chanel fragrances. So it would be really interesting to see how these fragrances are doing, because to me, La Pausa, the new one, the darker yellow color as compared to the almost translucent color of the 28 La Pausa, this one is more difficult and it's more of a challenge to appreciate. But that makes it fascinating to me. It makes it desirable to me because I want to crack that code. I want to understand where it's heading towards. Where is it leading me to? You know, what's happening with this perfume? And on my skin, it's delicious. It's complicated. It's powdery and dusty and dry, but it doesn't suffocate me. Sometimes a powdery fragrance just fills you up and just suffocates you, and you have the feeling you can't breathe. This one lets you breathe. It is a break, after all. It is some sort of a holiday idea of relaxation and taking a holiday. But it's so rich and dense that it's so difficult to crack. It kind of keeps staying in the surface. It keeps blooming in the surface, and it doesn't let you penetrate underneath that surface. It doesn't really let you get to its core, which, on the other hand, is exactly what happens with 28 La Pausa. 28 La Pausa very soon opens up to you its surface, and you could get to see underneath that surface, and you get to dive deep inside of 28 La Pausa. It's delicious. I'm smelling it now. So, as I say, in many occasions when I talk about older formulations or concentrations as opposed to the newer ones, in particular when it comes to the Chanel Les Exclusives range, when I talk about the eau de toilettes compared to the eau de parfums, this is a very good example of what I'm going to say now. And you've heard me say this in a lot of other videos, but let's repeat ourselves. Why not? The eau de toilettes usually have a delicate surface, but a really, really deep, like going really, like, where am I going here? Down, deep. Kind of, it's like a well, a never-ending well of depth in terms of the layers of these fragrances. Even though some of the eau de toilettes in later years, after all the IFRA regulations, reformulations, have become quite watered down, nevertheless, even though longevity has been butchered, they still had a depth to them. Even though the longevity is maybe only 1 hour, in that 1 hour, you get to experience that depth, nevertheless. A lot of the newer, and this also includes La Pausa, as of now, because I haven't been able to crack it just yet, and I've used up many samples of this one before deciding to purchase it, at least 10 little tiny mini spray vials. I still haven't cracked the code in terms of what am I trying to say with this, that most of the eau de parfums of the Les Exclusives range stay in the surface. They don't let you crack underneath the surface. They don't let you go into the core. They're more strong smelling. They have more, maybe a higher concentration of some essential oils, and so they kind of keep smelling at you, but there's no depth. They kind of just spread out all over the surface. They're like spreading out all over the place, and that gives them longevity because they're occupying a huge space. But there's no going down. There's no going deep. They stay in the surface with their opulence and intensity, and that's something that can be annoying. But I do believe that La Pausa, and I'm working on this since over a year now, with all the samples I've been using, with all the times I've tried it out, there's something there that I managed to crack in the Gardenia Eau de Parfum. It really let me, I had the feeling that one stayed in the surface too, but after some time, it really allowed me to go deep down inside. But how did it allow me to go deep down inside? By overspraying. That's why I finished a whole 200 milliliter bottle of Gardenia Eau de Parfum in like 3 months, not even, which is insane. It shouldn't be that way for the price you pay for these, for these creeps, I wanted to say, for these amazing perfumes. But since I'm traveling, I can't take 200 ml with me. 75 ml will have to do. Let's see how long it lasts. I cannot spray as much of this as I can of Gardenia because this one just is way stronger than Gardenia. And because it's so strong and so abrasive in the opening notes, it doesn't let you really dig deeper. It kind of keeps like bouncing off. You see how black my palm of the hand is right now and how light it can get. I chose this lighting on purpose because every time I talk about 28 La Pausa, I tend to veer towards the sun. I'm explaining to you my secrets here. Oh well. So, because this is more light, it's transparency, and it gives more information about the truth of something. And then there's the darkness. And this is where La Pausa is. It's on this side. It's somewhere, you can see a little bit of the texture. Like you think there's something there, but you can't really see it just yet. And then there's 28 La Pausa, like a transparent sun. there's something there, and I'm definitely gonna go on a treasure hunt to dig, to try to find the entrance to the caves and the crevices of La Pausa, to see if it does have that those layers, if it does have that texture that 28 La Pausa used to offer. This one might be getting some sort of boost in sales just because the latest Chanel Cruise collection, which will be hitting stores in November or end of October of 2018. The Cruise collection is entitled La Pausa, and it all has to do with Chanel's La Pausa. Again, the number 28 is missing. So maybe the people that kind of, fall for the marketing of Chanel and read La Pausa everywhere, they might kind of think that this perfume was launched with the Cruise collection. It wasn't. Oops. Don't get tricked by it. This one came out way before the Cruise collection was, I don't know, probably even conceived. Because I don't think that they think like 3 years in advance on how the Cruise collection is going to be called and what the concept will be 3 years from now. 1 year to 2 years ahead of time, they might think about it, but not 3. So there you have it. This to me is a brand new, in terms of, it's like to me, 28 La Pausa has been discontinued. You just don't have it anymore. Sorry, you missed out. Who didn't buy it in eau de toilette form, you'll never know how it smelled, because this has nothing to do with 28 La Pausa. It's a different perfume. So 28 La Pausa has been totally discontinued in all forms, shapes, sizes, and concentrations possible and imaginable. Instead, we got a brand new fragrance that still has orris root, that still has iris, but it's a totally new smell. And that is La Pausa. And I love it because it's complicated. It's a problematic child. I love problematic children. Even though they are complicated and difficult to deal with, they are the ones that end up learning the most out of life. Because they are so complicated, they kind of tend to bash their head against the wall immediately. And it's a hard way to learn things. But when you hit your head against the wall because you're so, stubborn, you might also crack, only, symbolically speaking, the skull, and kind of, you crack yourself, and you only symbolically, metaphorically speaking, obviously, and you open up. And by opening up, you realize that your being stubborn did allow you to learn things that you might have deemed unimaginable to learn at all in the past. So the problematic kid is always a type of kid that does give me hope, because I have the feeling that they can still change, because they are so full of that energy, and they're so eager to kind of either prove themselves or so eager to understand, like, okay, well, why isn't this like this? Tell me, I want to know. They keep going for the truth. And the truth is actually all we ever really aim towards. All our lives are built on focusing and trying to look for the truth and get to the truth, get to the bottom of things, understand things. It's just a part of human nature. Sometimes maybe we just got to learn to let go. And maybe I should also learn to let go and just accept and embrace La Pausa as it is. Maybe I should just take La Pausa, take a break from trying to understand everything and just go with the flow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this unboxing, comparison, and review of La Pausa, Les Exclusives Chanel by Olivier Polch. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please thumb it up. And if you haven't already but wish to, consider subscribing to my channel here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Love you all, guys, and don't you forget to never give up on love. Bye.